Welcome to Touring the AFC South. We're back. I'm your host, Mike Patton, and of course, players are reporting to training camp, and of course, players are coming in. I mean, training the off season is wrapping up, and I figured with since you have so many injuries and you have so many that are trained exclusive ways, that I would bring in someone that knows a little bit about training, and also is a former NFL player as well, and also he's family. It's my cousin. What's going on, Quinton?
What's up with it, big cuz? Ain't nothing much.
For everybody that doesn't know, my cousin, former NFL wide receiver, Quinton Patton. So we got to talk about, for those that are not aware, so those that might know, let's talk about the draft story.
Mm-hmm.
So you get drafted by the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And what exactly happens after you get drafted by the 49ers?
So, you know what I'm saying? Even before, I got drafted, that night before, I was actually upset that I didn't go to the second day. You know what I'm saying? So I actually went out, then I woke up to Trent Baalke calling me and said, "Hey, we're about to draft you to the 49ers." I'm like, "Appreciate you, great." After that, I bought my own plane ticket out there because I didn't know no better. I was just like, "Hey, y'all picked me up. I'm trying to get to work. I'm trying to get early bird gets the worm."
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember that, and I was like, wow, he done made national news. Cuz done made national
And didn't
news.
even mean to. I didn't even mean to.
Man, but hey, I definitely was like, yeah, that's my cousin right there. That is my cousin. But yeah, man. So you played 4 years for the 49ers. Of course, you played in the Alliance of American Football League with the Birmingham Iron. And then you come back to the area, and next thing you know, you're involved in training. Exactly how did that happen?
Well, it was really everything really kind of flowed together and meshed pretty good because of Jeremy Holt. Jeremy Holt is really the plug. Jeremy Holt and Riley Howard in Nashville, two great trainers in Nashville. They're training over there at David Lipscomb. But yeah, like you said, played 4 years. Now I went to American Alliance Football League. That got shut down. Well, and then when I was in the American Alliance Football League, I ain't say kinda, but I did tear a ligament in my wrist the first game, and I just played the whole season through it. So I had to get surgery all over again after that. And then about that time, I'm getting up in age, and I'm just like, man, my kids getting older. You know what I'm saying? They starting to do sports, getting activated. You know what I'm saying, around town and everything. And I was just like, "Hey, yo, Jeremy, is it cool if I hang around here?" He was like, "Hey, we family." So it really kind of meshed together.
Got you. So, what can you say you've learned about training since that you didn't know when you started?
Man, first off, them tight ends, I got a whole different respect for tight ends because that's what we mostly deal with. You know what I'm saying? But what I've learned is that it just how blessed I was personally to have great coaches as a young player coming up at 5 years old, 6 years old, down in Una, what I'm saying, your daddy, Uncle John, and PA, and what I'm saying, Mike Vaughn and all them. They was just great coaches that taught us the great fundamentals at the beginning. Because nowadays, when they come to see me, see Jeremy, see Riley, like they got all the athletic ability in the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they put in the water. I think it's the Chick-fil-A because we ain't have that. You know what I'm saying? But they just ain't got the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day,
Yeah,
we had fundamentals before we did everything.
I
So
hear
the
you.
biggest thing I did is like you want to have great coaching as a young player coming up.
Gotcha. Okay, now speaking of training, I definitely knew you were out there at tight end. I spoke to Teron Davenport and he saw you, man.
Yeah.
So, how was it out there working with all those talented tight ends, man?
Man, first off, I didn't know that they make them that big, that strong, that fast nowadays. Like they out there really running like they're receivers, like skill positions. But the tight ends is just a lot of energy, a lot of fun, a lot of just love going around the air. Everybody's just there for one goal, and that's to get information and get better at what they do.
Yeah, I kind of didn't like the way they did Kittle with asking them about Tim Tebow being out there, man.
Uh, hey, I don't know, man. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Oh my goodness. Now, one big name they do have in the AFC South this year, of course, that's come to town is Julio Jones.
Julio.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
of course, he has an issue with he's had an issue in the past with hamstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Now with players that are coming off injuries or have an injury history, do y'all attack training a little bit differently with someone of that nature?
Uh, yeah. I'll say, when you get up in age and you get to a certain stature in your football career and everything like that, we just want to get you healthy to the next game. You know what I'm saying? Like training camp, like right now, I would say that Julio's probably going out there. Let me just get my rhythm back. You know what I'm saying? He probably won't start really going up until probably 2 or 3 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? So you attack it different just because, man, I've been through so many training camps. I done did so many reps because you never know when your last rep gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Julio just gonna attack it. I mean, like he always do. I mean, a change of scenery can change everything. So you know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Him just being, in a whole different scenery, his body might feel a whole different vibe. You know what I'm saying? He might not ever get injured again. He might not. He might will. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I say he probably just doing the same routine. But once you get older, it takes you a little bit longer to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right, right. So
Mhm.
I would say probably a lot more stretching involved as well, too.
A lot more stretching. He probably does stretch, but he probably just, I don't know, he probably does something else, you know what I'm saying, in this routine that he probably didn't do in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know what it is. It might be stretching. It might be, doing some jumping jacks. You know what I'm saying? It might be anything, but I think he's gonna have a great season because they can't stack the box. They can't play man. They can't, I don't know. They can't do a lot of stuff. On paper, they can't do a lot of stuff.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, now as far as preparing people for camp, I know you prepare people for camp. Do y'all kind of get involved with the teams, or do you just have you all do you all have your own kind of game plan?
I mean, once it started getting closer to camp, we kind of rev it up just to get the body ready. You know what I'm saying? For all the reps they're about to go through and everything like that. But no, we don't contact the teams. We work for the we you know what I'm saying, we working with the players. You know what
Gotcha.
I'm saying? Like we're there for the player. Whatever the player want to do, whatever the player want to work on, you know what I'm saying? We'll draw it up. It's some stuff that we might see that, you know what I'm saying, they might need to work on, you know what I'm saying? If they're open to it, we'll work on it. But we're there to get the player better. Whatever the player want, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna try our best to do.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, I know, of course, you're a former NFL wide receiver, and you train players. Do you train players that don't play the wide receiver spot as well?
I kind of just try to stay in my lane when it comes to that. I kind of try to stay where my intelligence is, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of stay in the receiver lane. But other positions, I really like just try to put my ear in, put my, you know what I'm saying, put my input in of something that I didn't heard before or something I didn't seen. Because I didn't play with a Hall of Fame back. You know what I'm saying? Say Frank Gore. I didn't play with Hall of Fame O lineman and Joe Staley. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play with D lineman. There's, you know what I'm saying? They might get into a Hall of Fame, they might not. But during the era, they was great. Alden Smith, Justice Smith, Ray McDonald, you know what I'm saying? Ahmad Brooks. Then, you know what I'm saying, when I was out there and say, I ain't gonna say I said South Carolina, but San Fran, my
Mhm.
DB core was Eric Reed, Carlos Rogers, Terrell Brown, Dante Whitner, you know what I'm saying? Great smart vets, and along with Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. So I used to pick their brains out there just to see what they thinking, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really try to put that much input in any other positions because I don't want to tell you some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I don't want to tell you something that I don't know what I'm talking about. If I can't give you the why behind it, I probably won't say nothing about it.
Gotcha. Understood. Understood. Now, for athletes that are training for camps, no matter what level, what is some advice you would give to them?
Man, definitely gotta be hydrated first. Definitely gotta be stretched out. Hydrated, stretched out, and sleep. Whenever you can, you gotta get that sleep because them days start rolling together. You don't even know what day it is. You just know I got about 4, 5 hours of sleep. And then I gotta get up and do it again.
Right.
So I
Now,
should say sleep, water, and stretching. That's it. And eat. That's it. That's all you can do. And study. But you're almost like you're supposed to study because that's your profession now. You know what I'm saying? So sleep, water, rest, food. That's it.
got you. Now, let's see. Of course, you're still in the area. So, what do you look forward to seeing from some teams in the AFC South perhaps this year? You already talked
Man.
about Tennessee. So,
Okay. Okay, let's go to Jacksonville. I don't know. It's an iffy with Jacksonville. You just gotta see how they just do the first year because they got so much stuff going on down there that it might not even be about football down there in Jacksonville. The Colts. Who they quarterback now?
Colts is Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. I mean, hey, Carson Wentz done won him a bowl before, but he done had some down years, but he done still been there. You know what I'm saying? He done still been to the, big game, even though he didn't play, he still got some playoff experience. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. Coach got a pretty good defense, good pass rush. You know what I'm saying? So they defense probably gonna have to keep them in the game. I don't put my money on Carson Wentz to go win any games. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Houston is
Who
the
else?
other team, and we
Houston.
already know the Deshaun Watson situation. But anything
Houston,
else?
Houston gonna kill itself. So I ain't got, Houston is Houston since they let my boy Hop go, man. So I know that was good for the Titans fans, but you know what I'm saying. Hop used to get off.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. I mean, he didn't drop very many passes at all.
He didn't, you know what I'm saying, with about 15 different quarterbacks.
That's true, right.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
definitely. Of course, we went over a few things, but I want to give you the time to talk to everybody. Tell them where they can reach you on social media. Tell them what you're doing now and everything there as well, if you would like to.
You can hit me up on Instagram, General P, you know what I'm saying, _10, you know what I'm saying? Me and Mikey share that name sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You could train kids over there at David Lipscomb High School in Nashville, Tennessee.
You froze up on me. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Of course, as far as Quinton, you can reach him on like you mentioned, on Instagram as well. You can reach him on Twitter as well. Definitely want to thank him for his time tonight, and thank everybody for tuning in. It's been another episode of Touring the AFC South.